Hello, everybody. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover. I'm back with another video. We're going to do a movie review today. Before I get started on that, though, I just wanted to ask: do you like beautiful girls with tattoos? You know, do you like gorgeous women with tattoos? Do you like even be more specific? Do you like beautiful women with tattoos that have vampire fangs? The reason why I'm asking is because if you do, there's this lady on Facebook, and I know really high budget stuff, huh? But this is her name, Chrissy Krueger, and get on, if you like it, get on Facebook and follow her. She has like really, really good pictures. Here's one of them. And you can see there she wears bikinis. She's got, wears lingerie, all this other kind of stuff. She has vampire fangs, and she has all kinds of galleries of pictures and stuff. And so, yeah, say, find another one here. But yeah, so here we go. Enlarge that. But anyway, though, yeah, there you go. Chrissy Krueger. Look her up on Facebook and, you know, try to see if you can be friends with her. Tell her Cinema77 horror and cult film lover sent you over. Anyway, so yeah, just thought I'd get that little bit out of the way there. So, give you guys some sweet dreams for tonight. All right, now on to the movie review. This movie here, we're back with our old buddy Tinto Brass, and this movie here is called Miranda. And basically, according to Brass's interview here, basically the movie really should be called kind of like a man for all seasons because the story of Miranda, you have Serena Grandi, who apparently was voted the sexiest woman in Italy after playing in this role. Um, okay, so obviously she plays Miranda, and she owns kind of like a pub, a bar, restaurant type of a thing, kind of a hotel thing. She owned it. She went to work there. She met her husband. They got married, and he went off to fight in the war. And apparently, he went missing, and they don't know where he was. He's declared missing and everything else. But Miranda here, meanwhile, has been keeping herself busy. She's got several lovers that she's been canoodling with. One is an older man that. Well, see, that's the thing. She's got like these four guys. Well, one of them she's not really like doing much of anything with because he's her employee. Do they say the guy's name in here? No, they do not. But anyway, though, he's the bartender. He works with her, and the old city councilman, a truck driver, an American ex-soldier, and basically she's kind of um, one of these men is basically represents winter for her. I believe that's the old man. One of the bartender presents spring, I think it was, and the soldier. Oh God, was he summer or fall? I don't remember. Anyway, but yeah, so she's kind of juggling these four men here, and basically Miranda, she lives in this little village, and she's like I said, she's juggling these four men, and like the old man, he wants to marry her. She's running this hotel and everything else, and they're kind of the business really isn't that good, and they're kind of in dire straits and things like that. And he's like, like these guys are giving her money, they're giving her gifts and everything. A lot of the gifts that they give her, she turns around and she sells them to get money to pay her bills or to keep the place running or whatever else. And you know, but like these guys, she's like the older man, they're not really doing much. They're kind of more fondling and things like that. She's not really like having intercourse with him or anything, but he wants to marry her. He wants to basically take her away and kind of preserve her and take care of her so she never has to work and she'd always have money and everything else. But like one thing that he doesn't want to have kids. I don't remember if they even say in this movie that she wants to have kids or not, but I don't know. But So anyway, so yeah, and kind of like these guys, kind of like each one of them has a little something that kind of keeps them. The only one who really has any kind of like the soldier, he's kind of got like some mental problems. The truck driver, yeah, he's kind of like, well, he's a truck driver, so he's kind of gone all the time. So not really one to settle down. He's always kind of out and moving about and things like that. So anyway, but she's getting into some pretty gritty sex with these guys and stuff. But she's got the bartender, and he wants to be with her more than anything else in the world. And she's always basically she's kind of friend zoned him. And even though he wants to be with her, and he's trying and everything else, she's kind of keeping him at a distance and saying, she's kind of acting like I'm the boss and you're the employee. Remember our situation here. He's like, I remember it. He's I just don't understand. Why you go, you know, um, you go out with all these men. Why don't you give me a chance and everything else? So give me a shot. You might like me. And but she's at the same time she's trying to juggle these guys and everything else. And then basically she finally receives word that her husband pretty much is pronounced dead. He's not coming back. And but Miranda, she has a woman friend, and that's kind of the thing in this movie here. Kind of like all the men, when it comes to Miranda, all the men want her, all the women want to be her, because she gets the attention of every man she sees. And there's a part in the movie where her and her friend, they're sitting at the beach and they're eating popsicles and things like that. And pretty much like every guy in the place, because she's sitting there, she got her legs spread open, and she's got, I mean, she's wearing a bikini and stuff like that, but or she's wearing underwear and she's wearing like a sundress. Her and her friend, they're both dressed up, but yeah, she's sitting there, kind of her legs spread open, kind of showing what she's got and everything else. And so like, but her friend is basically talking about like, why don't you, being in a relationship with one guy, a monogamous relationship is a great thing. And Miranda's like, I disagree. She's like, I like to, go out and play the field. I like to, why, basically Miranda is kind of like, I guess you could say she's kind of the female version of the guy who's like, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? She kind of has that mentality to her. But as the movie progresses and everything else, and she's kind of, like at one point she invites all of her boyfriends out for a picnic and everything else, and everybody gets into a fight over her and all this stuff, and the bartender saying, it's your fault and everything else, you don't think about anything but yourself and stuff like that. But so anyway, yeah, so ultimately, she kind of realizes like the only guy that's ever been there, really been there for her, is the bartender. And but that's kind of the thing. It's like, if I understood correctly, I think at the end of the movie they do get married. So like, here's the back. There's the two of them in bed at the end of the movie. There's her with her friend. They're dancing, and the soldier, her and the soldier, they ended up saving a dog, and and they just end up letting the dog run away. But anyway, though, so yeah, they end up together at the end of the movie. And you know, if I understood correctly, I think they're basically, yeah, they're married now, but they have kind of like an open marriage. So I mean, she does. I will say this. She does pay tribute to her husband. Because there's a monument in the little village that they live in. There's a monument, where all the people who lived in the village went and fought in the war and died, and her husband's name is on there. She goes to pay respects to him and everything else. And basically, they get a room, and they're having sex and all this other kind of stuff, and they're drinking, champagne and all this other kind of stuff. And basically, she's saying, we're going to have all kinds of adventures together and everything else. And they go on from there, and that's like, our adventures are going to begin and all this other kind of stuff. So, and that's pretty much about where the movie ends. Honestly, here's the thing. I mean, you guys, any of you've been watching my videos long enough, I mean, this is not my first Tinto Brass movie, not by a long shot. The hard part is, though, is like, his movies really do have a formula to them, and they're really, really hard to review after a while because, you know, they're all pretty much about the same thing. You have all the same elements in this that you would have in any of the other Tinto Brass movies that you know, I've reviewed. Not so much cheeky, but like this one has a lot of elements. Same thing as like Mon Amour or Private or All Ladies Do It or something like that. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's like you got the nudity and everything else, which is great, yeah, but that's another thing too. You want nudity, you're definitely going to get that. But I'm going to be honest with you right here and now. I mean, you've heard me say this before. I'm just letting you know. Now, while the woman, Serena Grandi, while she is beautiful and lovely to look at and everything else, here's the problem. If you don't like body hair on a woman, you're not going to like her very much because, for one thing, she's got, you see like in the movie, like she's laying like this and everything. Dude, she's got armpit hair. I mean, she's got pit hair pretty big time. So if you don't like women with armpit hair, you're not going to like her very much. If you don't like, here's the thing, it's like if you don't, pardon my vulgar language, but if you don't like Bush, and I mean Bush, then you're not going to like her because, I mean, literally, there's so many shots in this movie that, her bush is so big that, pretty much every time she wears underwear, it's always like the pubic hair is just coming out of the sides. I mean, it's almost like this is not really that much of an exaggeration. I mean, it's almost like the scene in Scary Movie where Cindy and Bobby are getting ready to have sex. Well, he pulls her underwear down. All of a sudden, that the bush just like that. That's almost what it's like here. I mean, she's got so much hair down there that, I mean, my lord, it's like she puts on a pair of underwear. It's like the underwear can't contain the pubic hair. It's just going out in all different directions. So yeah, so like yeah, if you don't like your women with a lot of hair in their bodies, then yeah, you're probably not gonna like this, or you're not gonna be too into that. But I mean, you got the basic stuff in here, the Tinto Brass kind of basic stuff. You got the promiscuous woman. She's going on and on about how passionate she is and how romantic she is and all this other kind of stuff, and she's got to play the field and she's got to have all these different guys and everything else, and she doesn't really, she has very little to no sense of loyalty in this, or it's like her sense of loyalty is very askew in the sense that like her sense of loyalty is that, yeah, I can be with a man, I can love a man and marry a man, but I still got to go out and, screw everything that comes near me. It's like I can be, it's like I could be faithful enough in a way, but not, So I mean, it's the kind of typical stuff that we've seen. If you watch Tinto Brass movies, you've seen this stuff before. Of course, there's the usual name calling and stuff like that. It's like you know, women being called bitches, whores, sluts, pigs, skanks, all this other kind of stuff, so you got that going on. Of course, you got, one or two scenes where, anal sex, and all that stuff. Her and I believe it's the soldier. Yeah, they're going out and he's drinking a lot and everything else. And, he turns around, like, makes her kind of like, put her hands up against the wall and hikes up her dress. And, he basically spits in it, and then does anal sex on her and stuff like that. So I mean, it's kind of the typical stuff that we've seen. And if you watch Tinto Brass movies before, like I said, they very much follow a formula. Um, yeah, so I mean, it's kind of hard to think of anything new to say about these movies, but you're gonna get the sex, you're gonna get the the nudity and stuff like that. I mean, if that's all you care about, then hell, you're good to go. But yeah, just as far as like in terms of like character or any of that kind of stuff, it's pretty much it's just the same thing we've seen in other of his movies before. But that's kind of the thing. I mean, ultimately, it's like I've seen, I mean, just like thinking about it, I've seen other I've seen other erotic films that were done better than this. I've seen other, and it's like, while she's beautiful here, it's like I've seen women that are more beautiful. And so, I mean, I know that sounds cruel, but I mean, this movie is just kind of, I guess the only thing I could think of, it's mediocre. It's not really good, but it's not really bad either. It's just kind of there, and it just doesn't really do much for me. But anyway, though, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like if you've seen any other Tinto Brass movies, it's more of the same. Um, I mean, do you like seeing women pee? Because there's a scene, where you know one of the guys, I don't remember if it's the truck driver or if it's the soldier, but he's watching her go wee wee. So if you like watching women do that sort of thing, you got a scene of that in there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much about all I can say about this. I mean, it's just more of the same. If you get a Tinto Brass movie, it's the same thing. It's the promiscuity. It's the name calling. The different kinds of sex, anal sex, and everything else. The whole thing about uh, a man being so, he's so in love with the woman because she pisses him off and makes him so jealous. Which honestly, I don't even know why that's really a thing. I don't. That's kind of I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's just in my experience that's been pretty unrealistic. I don't know too many guys that are like, oh, I love her so much because she makes me jealous. It's like most guys I know, it's like if their woman makes them jealous, it pisses them off. You know, it doesn't make them want to fall more in love with her. If anything else, it's keeping them from wanting to get violent. So I mean, I don't know. So anyway, that's it. I mean, this came out of that box set of Tinto Brass movies, and this one came with All Ladies Do It. There's this one, and there's one more to review in that box set called The Key, and I'll get to that one pretty soon. I got to be honest, I can't promise I get to that one right away because, like I said, I mean, just that one again too, just kind of promises to be more of the same thing what we've already seen in all these other movies. So, but yeah, the nudity's plentiful. So, I mean, if you want that, if you're just interested in that, yeah, this movie you're good to go. So anyway, that's it. We talked about Miranda. Not much more else I can say about it. It's a Tinto Brass movie, you know. So you pretty much already know what you're getting yourself into. So I'll just leave it at that. If anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you did enjoy the video. I'm sorry I couldn't have been more informative, but I really do hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. I do weekly videos. I do top 10 favorite, girl picks. I do movie reviews. I do shelf by shelves of my movie collection and do haul videos and everything else. I got some other ideas I'm thinking about. So, try to keep my channel interesting. So please come back and, hopefully join in. Hopefully it'll be fun. So this is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover. And, I wish you all the best. Take care. I'll see you in the next video, and have a good day or a good night wherever you are, and see you later. Bye bye.